Good morning, guys. I just wanted to go ahead and start with our trade signal on the dollar currency scanner. So we've been discussing this very heavily for a very long time. The market had obviously had the breakout and had retraced, double bottomed here, and just 2 or 3 days ago, I'm sure you guys all noticed this day candlestick, big breakout looking candlestick, but it really didn't push. It was towing the line and not pushing it all the way through until today. So this breakout, I obviously I really like this candlestick here, but this breakout kind of is a little easier than I'd like to see it. I expected it to be a little stronger, but we'll have to see towards the end of this day. So if this turns into a big down pressure, obviously I would expect a retrace back down to this level, maybe even a little bit lower. But with all this pressure, double bottom, and this big candlestick here with some up pressure, I don't know. I'm very cautiously saying this looks very dangerous for the stock market, and it looks very, very good for the U.S. dollar. And to back that up, we're going to go to a couple of other currencies. So again, just to recap on some of this, if you guys haven't been with us for a little while, this trend line was the trend line we've been discussing several times at all of our seminars, everything that we've been kind of projecting. This breakout was really unexpected to us. We thought it was going to retrace and continue down here for a little while, but obviously that didn't happen. The level that we've been keeping our eye on has been this 1750 level as resistance. And I would not have been surprised at all if it came back down and tested towards this trend line, but it just pushed right through. So we'll see. This is a very, very strong breakout and move. A couple things that I would say are derogatory towards the breakout is that this was only a 23 retrace. Let me show you what I mean. So you can see if I were to drag that low to high here, these touches are basically on that 23 percentage. So I would rather have that come all the way back to the 38. That would make me feel a little more comfortable before it breaks out, or maybe even test down to this trend line to make it a little bit stronger. However, it doesn't always work like that, obviously. If the market wants to move, it makes that move. So this resistance line is much more important than a full retrace. So that's what I'm looking at on the currency scanner. Let's flip over real quick to the euro dollar and the pound dollar. So starting on the pound dollar on the day chart, if you guys were around the office at all, we were really talking about, again, kind of similar candlestick here, the other on the same day, big down pressure day candle, and that's indicative always of a big move, and we've had a move since. This has a lot of room still to go. Again, I'm a little surprised that it didn't hesitate a little longer. You can see if the dollar would have retraced back to here, or even back in this range and sat and then gone, it would have been a little easier to read. But hey, this is a trending market, guys. This is with a lot of room to move. So we have really two levels that I'm looking at. That level would be 130, the buck 30 level. And that I would assume be some sort of stoppage, and looking for a breakout on that level for a continuation. And the next level is all the way down to what is that, 121. And this is the pound. Remember, this is the pound down to 121, which is just a huge support down here. So keep an eye on this. You can see these can be, you can slightly adjust these. Maybe the level is closer to here. Depending on how you have your Fibonacci placed, but I have it placed here at the one, mostly this 130 level because of all the support and resistance in this range. So that's the level that we're trading towards. So if we were to zoom in on this a little bit more and look for some trading opportunities, you can see just barely this breakout 4-hour candlestick. It really looks like a fantastic opportunity, which would support the U.S. dollar starting to make that big move. So let's go ahead and switch over to the euro. So if you feel like the pound has made a big move already, and maybe you're not as comfortable because the extension is starting to hit, maybe the euro would make you feel a little more comfortable. So this is a setup that we've been working on for a little while. I'm sure you've seen this as well, especially if you've been around the office. Here's your trend line. Here's your original trend line, original channel. Here's your breakout right down to this low. Now this is the area that we've discussed a few times, this support and resistance area being the 116 to 115 levels. Right in that, it's 100 pip. I know that's 100 pips to kind of look at a support and resistance, but it's a pretty major support here and structure. And then obviously we have this trend line coming across the low from way back, and again we're on the day chart here. So a couple days ago, same big candle, big move. That's always indicative of something big starting to happen. And if this breakout happens, I would imagine that 111 level that we discussed, I believe it was last week or possibly the week before, this 111 level to trade to, that'll be a really nice move. I mean, we're talking, 400 pips that we can trade towards. Now, depending on your trading strategy, if you're swing trading, day trading, you could probably take a big chunk of that with a big stop loss. If you're day trading, taking chunks of it all the way down and trying to buy the highs, that's always a good strategy as well. So what we're looking to do is probably a little bit of both. Once this breakout really starts to go, and you can see this is a debatable. I was really looking at this candlestick heavy this morning because we have this big move, and this candlestick really does show a breakout on this support. And it's stable. The market has held that structure and stayed below that level. And that level, just for reference, is 115.60 as support. So waiting on this, if you're not as comfortable yet, because your stop loss is up in this range, maybe waiting on it and watching. But hey, this breakout's happened, and we take what it's given us. So if you like more of the swing trade long term, we should have more information by the end of today, a lot more information as well. And then, of course, the backing from the dollar currency scanner as well. So keep your eye on those two markets, and definitely all the other US dollar markets. Take a look at them, make some good judgment calls. As always, give me a call if you have any questions. Otherwise, happy trading, guys.